On October 16th to 18th, NIVA, the National Independent Venue Association, held a 3-day virtual Save Our Stages festival on their YouTube channel. The festival featured more than 30 artists, including Reba, Brittany Howard, and Little Big Town, offering live performances from 25 historic indie music venues across the nation. The result was the raising of over $1.8 million to aid independent music venues that have been forced to close their door to the COVID-19 pandemic. It's also important to note that NIVA has been aggressively lobbying Congress to pass legislation to help indie venues weather the pandemic and support the Save Our Stages Act, which was authorized by Senator Amy Klobuchar and John Cornyn in July. On October 1st, the House of Representatives passed the revised HEROES Act stimulus package, a $2.2 trillion package which includes provisions of the Save Our Stages Act. So with this to talk about his perspective on this is the Duke. Dave, how are you? What's the good word?
I'm good, Peter. Everything is blessed, bro.
Great to see you, man. So, this is a great show of support. I mean, the fact that they raised nearly $2 million for the independent venues. What's your perspective on all this?
My perspective is I kind of saw this go down because my buddy Steve Sternshine is the one who made this all happen. And, he was like the original Shinobi Ninja manager, and he grew up with the drummer and the guitar player from Shinobi Ninja. So I've known Steve like before he was even a lawyer. So I was just happy to see this go down. And I love independent venues. Live Nation is cool. I've played a lot of Live Nation venues, and those are rad too. But the independent venues are kind of just like it's more of like kind of like the independent artist or the independent thinker, if you will. It's something that you have to protect. It's easy for Live Nation, especially now, to go around and go like, hey, you guys can't pay your rent, eat them up, and just throw a couple zeros at them and just own the whole thing and just create that monopoly. And that kind of is really a sad perspective. I played a lot of independent venues, and some of my greatest memories are like of, playing places for small crowds where like the promoter would like make us food from her house. And, that's just the kind of thing that you find in independent venues. It's just a special community and a vibration, and not to take anything away from Live Nation, which is just like a big corporate monopoly. But if you play Live Nation venues, the fridge is going to be stacked with whatever corporate beverage that Live Nation has. But the independent venues really are like independent thinkers. Like I said, can really create what you want, make art. And I think it's important to, curate independent thinking and originality. Originality is so important. So shout out to Steve Sternshine for doing this. And $1.5 million is not a lot of money, especially if your rent is like $10,000 a month. But it's a good starting point to say like, okay, but this thing needs to be saved, and it's worth focusing on, so it doesn't just dissipate. Because it's so easy when things get down, it's so easy for the corporate entities to come and just eat it up. And Live Nation has the money; they got the zeros. They can eat up all these independent venues that are struggling right now. So I'm happy that my man Steve did this, and I'm happy that things are going in this way. So I support the movement.